Hello, I'm Shane Cohen. I'm the Vice President of Public Relations for the Susquehanna Advanced Toastmasters Club. Our club helps individuals enhance their confidence through improved public speaking and leadership education. So I'm going to recap the meeting we had on Saturday and some of the key educational takeaways. We watched the Toastmasters International World Championship of Public Speaking. We watched the final three speeches of the top three finalists. So our meeting started off with an educational session which described to our members and guests what to look for. What makes a world championship level speech? What separates those speeches from typical speeches you may hear? Secondly, we watched the videos and then we took good notes. And then following that, we had a second educational session which focused on what separated the first, second, and third place finisher. What were the key nuances and differences between those three speeches? And then lastly, we want to make sure we summarize key takeaways for you so that you can create a world championship level speech yourself. And so I hope you enjoyed this brief recap of our meeting, and we hope to see you at a Susquehanna Advanced Toastmasters meeting soon. Our first educational session was provided by SAT member Shell Taylor, a multi-time distinguished Toastmaster. So Shell gave us a preview of what to look for in these top three finalists in the World Championship of Public Speaking. She gave us 5 aspects that we should look for. First one is curiosity. What happens next? If you're giving a really great speech, you should be drawing the audience through your speech, wondering, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's the end going to be? Second, the hero's journey. What struggle does the individual go through? Is there someone that helps them? And what does that final outcome look like? Third, do you address all of the open questions in your speech? Or do you leave the speech, did it leave you lingering and wondering, oh, I wonder more about that aspect, or where did that come from? And giving a really great speech, you want to make sure that there are no open-ended questions that aren't answered in your speech. And then fourth, is it a speech you really want to hear again? We've all been in speeches, heard speeches where we think, oh, that was a good speech, but then afterwards, yeah, you really wouldn't want to hear it again. But a great speech is one that you genuinely loved and would love to hear a second time. And then lastly, did you own the stage? Watching the speakers and seeing their body language, their demeanor, their confidence, did they really own and shine on stage? So those are the 5 takeaways provided by Shell Taylor. For our second educational session, I evaluated the top 3 speakers to see what separated first, second, and third. And I did that based on a book called Made to Stick by Dan and Chip Heath. It's an excellent book on how to create a sticky message. And they use an acronym called SUCCESS with 1 S on the end. And the success metric is simple. So how did the speaker make their message simple? Second, how did they make it unexpected, the U? What caught you by surprise? The first C is for concrete. How did they make it concrete? Could you paint a visual in your head? And how did they do that to make it the message something you could digest easily and understand? How do they lend credibility? The second C. How do they make it credible with their statistics, facts, first-hand account? And then the E, emotional. How do they make it emotional? How do they bring you as the audience member into that speech and make it really emotional throughout? And then lastly, the S is for story. How do they put that all into the context of a really great story that you enjoyed and will remember for a long time?